Does
Yeah,
it,
there's
do you
one
have
at our
a
local McDonald's.
do you have a form that you have them sign? You know, like a non-disclosure agreement or something, or just so you that you have.
No. I just tell them, was like, did this taste better? Yes or no?
You would have to go there during a period of time so that people that usually go and have a taste can actually have a corresponding stay in it.
I need someone with a good palate. Is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And
Yeah.
and how long does it take for like taste buds to reset? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there'll have to be
Years.
another sample within like
let me
30 minutes, 10 minutes.
let me ask you, Fuzzy. If you had to make money, and there's an opportunity to make money for this experiment, and the theme of the experiment is to what degree does a person can taste sperm in their food? Would you take the money and do the experiment?
Depends on the amount of money.
It's probably maybe let's put a realistic number here, $1,000, right?
Is
So-
that every time I eat the food, or is that
No,
like,
no, the
once a
whole
week?
experiment, because it has to. You eventually have to get to the part of the experiment where the food actually starts tasting like sperm, but it's like to what degree, right? So obviously, the very first bite probably gonna have maybe a drop, but then it's just gonna start varying, get more and more dosage in it.
So it would take like a day.
They probably wouldn't want to like overcome your mouth. So it probably would be like an hour experiment. They give you like 10 cookies.
Bro, are you really going live
And,
with
like-
this conversation?
Why not?
What? No,
Why
I
the
mean the
fuck
only
not?
person that's gonna watch my stream is fucking Koopa, right?
There's like 20 like Twitch like moderators in chat right now. It's like, this is really interesting.
But yeah, so Fuzzy, would you
have
do
to
it?
get partnered just because of this. You have
Oh
no viewers
my
whatsoever.
gosh.
We need
But
royalties.
this
man.
conversation is what makes you popular. And if so, I'd like a cut. But no, for $1,000 for like an hour?
Yeah, so obviously, okay, so the sperm will be sanitized. You're not like taking random sperm.
I'm not like ingesting HIV.
Yeah, and it's your sperm, right? To just help the situation out. It's gonna be your sperm, so
Oh,
you're not
my sperm?
ingesting.
That's way
Exactly.
better. Yeah, I would do that. Phew.
Okay, so for $1,000, you do the experiment. To what degree does the sperm taste like sperm in a cookie? Okay, that's great to know. Good to know. What about you, Brian? Where do you stand on this shit?
It's kind of like opportunity cost for me, you know. The the cost of having to know that I, consumed my own. That would weigh heavily upon me. See, I would be much more comfortable with.
Would you
Why?
feel a little
It's way
ashamed?
better than eating someone else's sperm.
Yeah,
Well, how about I
absolutely.
just don't eat any to begin with? You know what I mean?
But you're not being
So-
forced to. It's an like you said, it's opportunity.
Yeah.
Are we
Well, it's
still
not. So,
talking about sperm?
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey,
Yo, so
I'm back.
so
Not the best.
we were talking about food, right? And that's probably where we're gonna leave it at, right, boys? We're gonna leave it at food.
I mean, it is high protein.
So like, yeah, are we still talking about sperm?
Are you just coming into this, or have you been hearing
Yeah,
it?
I literally just put on
Okay.
my headphones,
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so
and I thought for sure they're not on the same talk we were just on when I left, like an
no,
hour.
they
Like a
transition. They transition out of that, thankfully.
Okay.
Yeah, we've moved on to bigger
So,
and better
wh- wh-
topics. Like,
Yeah. So what we confirm is that Fuzzy would do an experiment, where he does a test to what degree does a cookie start to taste like sperm, and he'll do it for 1,000 grand with his own sperm being the main asset.
So we are still talking about sperm.
Wait, is that something you have a problem with? You were okay with talking about poop, but you have a problem with sperm?
No,
Like, what's
no, I
the moral
I
line
was-
here?
No, I'm talking. I thought we were
Got it.
over the conversation.
You make
No,
it
it's
sound
not
like you
a different
wanted to be
conversation.
over it. We're still in the combo of what comes out of our body. So I'd say it's consistent.
Would you eat your own sperm for $1,000?
Yeah. So we left off with Brian. Brian, you were saying no to it or yes to it? Like,
If there were better alternatives to make that $1,000, I would happily do that.
well, yeah, it's
But-
called working 9 to 5, doing a full 40-hour week. Yeah, like sure, our easy. Like, I wouldn't even say easier because that's not easier. Easier is taking the cookie sperm deal because it's $1,000. It's a realistic
Right.
amount.
You know, it's like if it's your own, then I would probably do that for $1,000.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. So that's interesting. Yeah.
If it was
I'm
somebody
kidding.
else's, no way.
Well, yes. Yeah. Obviously,
Not a chance.
I'm not trying to like bring unrealistic scenarios here. I'm trying to be very grounded, like
Yeah.
scenarios where like an actual Harvard student will show up and say, "Yo, I'm from Harvard. Would you do this deal?"
This is a subsidized
Yeah,
study.
right. Exactly. All these random
dollars
ass.
for me to eat my
fucking-
own sperm.
Okay. So now, Jose, would you do this deal?
Honestly, no, I wouldn't actually.
Why?
Wow.
I can't fathom the thought of ingesting a fluid that came out of my own body.
Okay. So it's
But you
good
ingest
that you
your own
said
saliva.
fluid. Yeah.
That's different. That's something that happens without my control.
Okay.
Crispy.
Mm-hmm. If you were.
You also
Is the same exact substance as pee.
I can't hear what you said. What?
I said sweat is the same exact substance as pee. So if you've tasted your own sweat, you've tasted piss.
That's
I mean,
you've ever
interesting.
had like a
I didn't
drop
know
of
that.
sweat roll into your mouth.
Oh, sweat.
Sweat, yes.
I mean, sweat. Yeah, I have because it just goes into my mouth without me doing
Yeah.
it on purpose. But I don't like wipe my hand on my face and then lick my hand.
But you
Yeah,
just like
but-
casually
I've done that
accept,
before.
like, the skin pee.
Yeah, exactly. It's skin pee, bro.
So you're okay with the skin
Christ.
just peeing into your
That-
mouth, you know?
That's cursed. That's cursed. So, like, again, if it's out of my control, where, like, I'll wipe my face so I don't have sweat on my face. Angel knows this. Like, I hate being sweaty. Like, I won't do it. But if it's something that I can't really stop,
You guys want to play some RimWorld when I get back?
Where you going? We're about to get to you.
About to get to me? Okay, I'm helping the family move some furniture real quick.
Oh, this is great. You can bring it up with the family and like get a deep conversation going.
yeah. Ask your
Alright,
dad. I want to
ask
know.
it to me. Ask it to me, and I'll decide if it's okay to ask my family.
Have you not been listening?
I want you to ask your
No,
family
I
this.
don't know
What?
the
Would
question.
you eat
The
your own
question
sperm
is-
for $1,000?
It's no.
Would
You
I-
have to make it more appropriate, Fuzz. You can't just say it like that. Okay. So a Harvard student comes to you and they're doing a very thoughtful, controversial topic, and they want to prove something, right? Now, in this experiment, they're willing to give you $1,000 if you want to be a test subject to this experiment. And all you would need to do is test a variety of food and answer to what degree do you start tasting your own sperm. And
You stupid ass, my parents. Sorry.
no, it's
Alright.
it's a thought-provoking topic.
Alright.
Just say
I'll
body
ask my
fluids.
family. I'll
Let's
do
just say
it.
your own body fluids.
Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, so Jose, you said no to this,
yeah,
and
I said no.
only because you don't like that thought tasting your own fluids.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting. That's actually valid. I can see that, like not wanting to taste your own fluid.
Like it either. I mean, it's not a comfortable thing, you know, which is why we don't do it to begin with.
But for
But-
Working
$1,000,
for 40 hours for minimum wage. But
I'd
Right?
rather do that than do that. Do the thing that you guys are trying to tell me.
It's just a matter of personal comfort, I guess, huh? It's like,
Yeah.
what is the cost that you're willing to,
but it's like,
or like
it's
how uncomfortable is it?
it's body comfort. You know, how comfortable are you with your own body?
I don't think it's body comfort. I think it's just personal. Like, are you willing to degrade yourself?
Why is it degrading?
It's not degrading.
Is it degrading?
I
Maybe that's
guess.
another question.
I mean, maybe that could be a question.
If it's not degrading, then is it degrading to give your body fluids to somebody else, and why?
Yeah.
I guess maybe what makes it degrading is the purpose behind it. So maybe
Yeah.
going deeper and ask what's
Feeling
the purpose.
trashy.
Is this experiment going to save cancer patients, right? And that, I mean, obviously, if I'm from
The taste
Harvard and I
test.
want you to take this test, I'm going to say yes. This experiment could have the potential of saving someone with cancer. Okay, I'll do it.
It's just
So
some Harvard student looking for some like new seasoning.
Oh my gosh, right? You ask him, wait, what's your degree for? Oh, culinary cooking.
It's a culinary degree from Harvard.
Oh shit. Well, hey, $1,000,
Culinary science.
right?
Hey man, $1,000.
Exactly.
This is strange, but I'm telling you guys, this is the next step in like sexual products, like cosmetics, is like stuff that guys can eat that will change the way that they taste to their partner.
I think, yeah, I think
I
so
think
too.
that's already a thing.
Yeah.
Is
I
it?
could make my sperm taste better for my partner. I would.
I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. Right.
remember, the saying of eating pineapple makes your sperm taste better. So
Yeah.
Are there better
Uh,
alternatives? Like, can you achieve things like candy apple or like, grape,
Ooh.
bubble gum? You know what I mean?
yeah.
How about like a nice seltzer, you know?
Sizzling.
Yeah.
Why is it spicy?
You like
Sparkling.
Coke?
Oh, I don't even want to imagine how that would look like,
It might be painful too.
right? Like, ah.
Probably feel different. Who knows? You might like it. They do have flavored condoms.
I do know that.
I don't get that.
You guys know?
How does flavored condoms work? Like, why would you put, like, I don't understand. Would a girl suck you off if you have a condom on?
Have you ever tasted a condom?
No.
Well, to think about
It might
it,
not taste good.
if you're trying to like, because a condom is a latex, right? And I've used my mouth to remove latex or to put on latex glove.
Okay.
So it's like it's just gonna taste latex, I'm assuming. But wouldn't the
Well, there
whole
might be lubricants on there too.
well, yeah, but then
It's like
the question is
essential
why
oils, you know?
why
That
would
way,
you
like, soothe their vagina?
why would you want a BJ with a condom on? Like that, the logic of that doesn't really follow because it would
I want
only
to get her pregnant, man.
you definitely didn't go to sex ed, huh?
Okay, no, that's just for disease transmission. Okay, so maybe if
Exactly,
you're-
right? I would say maybe for STDs, right?
Yeah, if
Hmm,
you're like a
okay.
prostitute or something, right? Maybe it's your policy to put a condom on the dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then that I can see. Okay, I can see why would you have. Because I was thinking like, does the vagina have taste buds?
Oh man.
No, like honest. Like
It-
this is
it-
an actual thought.
Well, actually, the ass, the
People's- the anus has technical taste buds.
yeah, it actually does.
But it like doesn't have the receptor, like the nerves to transfer that or something, or what? Why aren't we tasting?
So
I don't know. That's the thing.
I don't think so. I think it has
Taste
like
the butt.
the ability to sense like spices, but as far as that, I don't think it does because the pH level in a vagina is a lot different. To
Yeah.
a severe degree, you know.
So I think we should clarify that it has sensory. Like taste buds are a sensory thing. We only call them taste buds because we use them to taste in our mouth. But otherwise, it's just a little organ.
Now, I hope like what I'm about to say isn't like has to do anything with this conversation, but I'm really fucking hungry. I am like legitimate starving. And
You're like, bro, I need some pineapple.
bro. Oh man.
Weird.
Jeez.
This is good. This is good.
It's good to
Yeah,
get these
hardy
stocks out
stuff,
the way.
guys. Thought provoking. This is truly intriguing.
So when it comes down to it, no, I will not participate in that experiment.
Does it make you gay?
Well, I don't think you would be like. I don't think the question of sexuality would fit there, because you're comfortable with your own sexuality, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, the thing about being gay is that you actually want a dick up your ass,
Not necessarily. You might just.
or you enjoy
Wanna
the
be
act
around
of
it.
kissing a male. You know, those
Yeah.
kind of things, right? So, if
Yeah,
you're
like, what if you're
doing this
taught?
if you're doing this for like a one-time thing for a lot of money, I don't think that in itself would constitute you being called gay.
Okay, but how is that different from like a first time? You know what I mean? Even if it's, just for
So-
money.
So there could be
The
like
thing though,
a
like
gay.
if you enjoy it, if you enjoy the taste of said cookie,
So you find out if you're gay.
yeah, and you find out that you like it and you try to seek it out, then
Okay.
So
I believe that's
So,
where you.
we used to play with this guy named Lucifer. He was in another server. We played Scum a lot, and Coop knows about Lucifer. We actually met Coop through the Scum server. And this guy has he's from the Marines, right? He was in the Marines, and he has a solid philosophy about how they do things in Marines. And he goes, "You don't know you're gay until you fuck a dude, and to
Right.
maintain the ability of not being gay, you need to regularly fuck a dude to renew your gay card." And that's a philosophy he swears by. He goes, "Yeah, dude, I fucked a dude. I got my dude already done for this year. I know I'm not gay. I renewed my gay card." Like, and obviously he's joking because he's a wife. I'm assuming like that's an argument for not being gay. But obviously, in the context of this discussion, it's a joke. But he would just like so swear by the philosophy of renewing your gay card. And it's so hilarious how like the thought of it, like you would need to fuck a guy to prove that you're not gay, because obviously you wouldn't know if you're gay or not.
I think that must be a coping mechanism to deal with the sexuality structures of the military.
Oh fuck, bro, that's hilarious. That's actually an hilarious. I don't know if you meant it to be a joke or not, but that was funny.
It's
What
like,
did- what-
it's
what did
That
you
was
say?
hilarious. It was a.
I said
it's a
it. Yeah, go ahead.
no, you said it. You tell him.
I don't know if I'll say the same thing. I don't remember exactly.
It was.
but I
He
think
said
it's a
it. It
coping
was like
mechanism
a coping mechanism for how they do it in the military.
Oh,
for dealing with the military sexuality structures, because there's a lot of sexual ambiguity, right? And you're in these sort of unusual social context where there's high concentration of like testosterone-filled men and few women, right?
yeah.
So you're dealing with high levels of sexual frustration and sexual humor because you got to be a little gay. But
I mean,
As long as you say
all
no
guys are a
homo
little gay.
in the end of your sentence, you're good to do whatever the fuck you want.
yeah.
Now,
So it's a. Oh, go ahead.
no, continue, finish it.
I think it's like a psychological coping mechanism to deal with the potential trauma of discovering you're gay in this situation.
You see, that's what made it really funny. Now, the winning question of this though, like the key question is, if you woke up with a condom between your butt cheeks, would you tell someone? Right?
I would tell everyone this story.
This
You
is
post it on the gram.
if you're in the military and you woke
No,
up
I wouldn't do that.
the next day with a condom between your butt cheeks, would you tell
Why
someone?
does my ass hurt? Hey,
It's a
Steve.
legitimate question. Like, how would you process it, right?
So it's obviously a used condom, right?
Yes.
And the implication is it's been used on you.
exactly.
Well, obviously you should tell someone. That's because you got raped.
What if you tell the guy who rapes you? And you don't know?
exactly right?
That's why you tell everyone at the same time.
Yo, someone fucked me. Who the fuck fucked me?
What if they're all in on it?
I've been violated. Ooh,
Oh Lord.
dude, that's the question though, right?
Dude, but like,
Oh,
and then,
shit.
but like, you have to even think further. Your innocence is at the risk of everything, right? So if you tell everyone, you're no longer going to be innocent to them, right? And then that's going to make you feel like used goods, you know?
Well, I mean, I am used goods now. I got fucking raped.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you lose the innocence that you could then present to whoever else you would rather.
Well,
be,
no,
Actually
because
lost your innocence now.
you lost your innocence within yourself, but you could still protect it socially, you know, to the extent, right? You could still
Yeah,
say
you can
grace,
protect
you know,
your
by not
private
talking
ego.
or telling it or talking to anyone. But that's the thing, though. The question is, would you tell someone?
This
'Cause
is a hard. I think it's too contextual.
It is subjective too. Like it's very different to how each one of us would handle it.
Yeah, are there people around you know in that circle that you can trust, or are you basically like,
Well-
you know,
So not
like totally alone?
not that I have any experience with this, but I would feel like if I had a man in me, that I would know who it is. Now that's just a feeling, right? I wouldn't know, but I think I would know who it is if I ever had a dude in me. And
But you saying you woke up.
yeah, you woke up, but then like it's there,
God
like
damn
the
it.
sensation
Bruce.
is there, like you would know who did it to you, right?
Like
And-
the
If you
I
know
don't
what
know.
a dick feels like.
I don't know. Like I think maybe like you're just I'm a very, how do we say this? When it comes to sex, I think it's very a soul bonding experience that I think it's I don't like that's why
about
rape
being raped by a
Yeah,
dude in your sleep.
exactly. So like I would feel like you would detect the dude who would rape you, you know? Like I don't know. Like that's just a thought. And to answer the question for myself, I'd probably confront the dude and use my whole, you know,
Seduce
ENTP
him?
questioning methods. Yeah, maybe even seduce him, right? Just to see if he did it, right? If
Lure
he's
it out
into
of
it.
him,
Exactly. And then as soon as I know, I kill him.
Yeah.
No, no.
No, it's just a simple fact. Like,
Okay, so
you're
so
not
what
gonna
if you use
fuck
the
me and get
wrong
away with
method?
it.
What if you seduce him and he comes on to you and you think that it's him, but it's not actually him? It's just some closet gay guy who's like having a crush on you. You know?
Then you just killed this
True,
guy.
that's true.
Well, I at that point, it's Schrodinger's cat.
That's entrapment.
I don't know, and I do know, right? It's like I will never
Yeah.
know. It's I
Is
think
Schrodinger is gay?
I think the idea,
gay.
the philosophy. Yeah, I mean, I think he might have been because he created the whole Schrodinger's cat scenario that could constitute to the closet, right?
And that's only a gay person could come up with that.
But I'm not. Wait, what?
I'm
Like,
kidding.
I was
Gotcha.
like, what? Damn it, he got me. Fuck. Okay, you guys got me. Good shit. But yeah, I think that's how I would handle it, probably. And me being in the military, I'm a trained killer, so I wouldn't even be affected by it.
Yeah,
and you know
just
what?
also-
You,
like,
you,
this is
you
just
know what?
business.
I,
I met
I
a
might,
lot of military
I
people
might,
that are wimps.
I might be even a little bit petty and like fuck him when he's dead. You know, like just to get back at him.
As if
Yeah,
killing him wasn't
that's a
enough.
whole new
Now,
realm.
now,
of-
then again, this is a scenario. This isn't what's gonna happen. But like,
This is worse than the semen talk.
it's like, it's more like, it's like you were attacked. But then, are you gonna be petty enough to return fire?
Yeah, at least
you know?
in like the semen talk, there was willingness.
Well, of course, yeah. But
Yeah.
like the thing is, you have to like put yourself in both places to really understand a man. You know.
Oh, you're definitely putting yourself in both places.
Oh, but this is a question to everyone, so I just took the first step into
Why did
answering
you
it
think of
because.
this question? This is fucked up, man.
Okay, so this.
Well,
is,
if we start going
are you-
backtracking to why we even think about these things, like we're there is no origin to this story. We're just
Sounds to me
going
like
on.
you're backpedaling because you don't like the question.
Exactly, you are backpedaling. So you tell me, what would you do?
So okay, so which one is worse, being raped in your sleep by a guy, or necrophilia?
Wait,
Because-
in fact, like
Hold on.
argumentally, this
Guys,
topic
wait.
is more grounded than anything else because this does deal with the subject of rape. So boom.
Who says it was a guy?
The condom.
It's a
Ooh.
condom in your butt
You can
cheeks.
put a condom on a dildo.
That's used.
Oh.
It's a used condom.
Put a condom on a hand too.
The
You can
used
put
condom.
lotion in there. Would you really be able to tell it's cum?
Let's just say it
I don't
is.
know.
Let's
I
just say it is.
probably would have
Well,
fucking Fuzzy to
As an
taste it to know.
expert- No, I'm just kidding.
He like tastes it. He's like, yeah, no, this ain't real.
But like, I think my initial
We'll
answer
need
would
some
would
spoiled milk.
would know. Like, I think again, it goes back to whether or not, if you've been fucked by a dude, you know it. You know, and that's my answer to that. But I don't know what your answers are. So how would you handle this, Brian?
I would say you might have a good indication of knowing it based on the body language of the abuser, but you wouldn't know based on how your body feels unless you happen to know that like
So
there's one dude in this room who's got like a 12-inch dong, and you know that's like
so
violated.
shit. Okay, so this is predicating on the assumption that you're gonna go ahead and try tracking the dude who did it to you, right?
Well,
You're trying to
people
identify.
with bigger noses tend to have bigger penises. So
I've seen that. I mean, I saw.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Got him! We got him! California does it.
It was it. It was Brian.
It was Brian.
Got a voice.
It's like, okay, now we can move on. We don't have to talk about this anymore. We got him to admit. All right, but okay, but like, so this is predicating on the fact that you would go and seek the person who violated you, right? Not like,
Because you're trying to exact vengeance on them.
but that's you. Like, that's a question for you. I already gave my answer. So what do you do in that scenario? Would you be the vengeful
Oh, like my
type?
private?
Yeah,
Like
if
me personally?
yeah, like if you were attacked that way, and
Yeah.
and would you seek vengeance? Would you immediately talk about it to someone and forget the whole thing? Would you keep it to yourself and like bury it?
It depends on what the surrounding justice system is like. If there wasn't one, I would probably try to confirm the person who did it by like watching their behavior and like spying on them basically. And then if I was like sure, I might like mash their dick with a hammer or something.
Okay, so you would also take a similar approach. You keep it to yourself and then you extract vengeance or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, and if there was like I said, if there was a better justice system, like for
Yeah.
instance, the used condom has his semen in it. If I can
it's
DNA
got a
test
signature
that,
on it.
yeah,
That-
it's like,
that's good. That's
okay,
a
there-
good
then
point.
There's proof.
Plot twist is your semen.
My
Plot twist.
Bro, the plot
I raped
thickens.
myself.
You turn around, you see a mirror looking at you.
Mirror smiling back, even though you are.
Dude,
God.
what the
Your
fuck is
alter
that?
ego.
What have you done?
I wouldn't even fight it though, to be honest. I know I'd treat myself good. Honestly, I think I would be a good lover to myself.
No.
Now, with that being said, though, okay, so Fuzzy, well, what would your approach be?
Life goes on.
Okay, so you would
You
go
just
ahead and
move on.
bury and move on, something like that.
I've been raped. If I have the semen in there, I'd try to get a DNA test. But if there's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can do.
Oh, wow, very. I don't know. A very interesting response because I don't know if that would be. Yeah. You know what? Okay. I guess I'll accept that. You just life goes on.
Yep.
Now,
That's what my grandma always said. She dead.
damn, that's
That's what
literally.
she said until
yeah.
she died.
I'm just kidding. She's still alive.
Okay.
She
Take that
does
back
say
real
that.
quick. All right. Okay, so I mean,
She just turned 68 yesterday.
Well,
that's
happy
good.
belated birthday for her.
yeah.
Grandma's young, dude.
All right, so then, Crispy,
Given how old my mom is.
how would you have done this?
He's 45.
Nope, she's 42.
Oh, I was so close.
That sounds about
enough.
right, cause you're
I'm 21.
21. Yeah, so it sounds about right.
My older brother's 25.
Yeah, my parents
I was so close.
were 20 when they had me.
Buzzy, my dad's about to be like 71.
God damn.
So
I'm
My
so
parents are in
28.
their 50s.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's okay. I know someone that's in their 60s that just had a kid.
I don't
Vitality.
want
I know, right? fatality
good
for the
genes.
woman.
yeah.
Yeah, the woman's the hard part. The men's semen can last forever, but like,
I'm actually surprised she had enough eggs left in her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean that in any way of like sexist or something. I'm like honest. Like, I'm
Just
surprised.
like biologically, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
quite a
impressive.
feat.
Like I thought, at like 50, everything started to dry up. Yeah, maybe like a year or two.
That's why you moisturize, bro.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
I think I'm kidding.
I think I'm kidding.
So Jose, we didn't get your answer yet on what you would do.
Probably the same thing Fuzzy would do.
Really?
Yeah.
You too. You just move on with your life. Don't really. No.
I mean, what point is there to? I got raped. My butt hurts. Can't really do anything about it. I just gotta move on.
There are things you can do about it, and obviously everyone will move on from it. But
Again, like what
It
Fuzzy
goes
said,
it
I
goes
would
back.
take the DNA test, but if I can't,
Mm.
beyond that point, I can't really.
So that tells me you're willing to tell someone about it, talk about it, and then use like some sort of outside method to getting the person who did it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys both have like little interest in vengeance or personal justice for yourself in this situation. As far as the violation of your privacy, identity, and all that kind of stuff. Like you would
Yeah.
pursue justice if it was available, but you're not going to basically sacrifice your own like legal or I don't know public identity to as a risk for exacting justice upon this guy.
Pretty much.
If I have no full proof that this person did this to me, why would I try to pursue it?
Okay, so when
what if the proof appears? He did it to you. What's next? What do you do?
Well, then I accuse and
You go ahead
take
and
do the
legal
full-blown
action.
thing. I have
okay. So
evidence.
exactly. So you would
yeah.
go ahead and pursue the justice system for this type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
I would get him probably chemically castrated or something. I don't know.
okay. So then my next question is, and this might even push the line a bit or something, but to me, I feel like this is a scenario where because it's yourself, you really wouldn't put too much care to it compared to if this was someone that's part of your life. And that tells
That's
me
not
that
fair.
you would put
Sorry.
more attention to extracting vengeance if it was a loved one of yours versus yourself. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So that's a conscientiousness to a degree of selflessness within yourselves, which I think is interesting. You're self, and to that extent, you're dictating how selfless you are and of your well-being. But if someone else was on the line, you would go out your way to make sure that they get justice. So that's an interesting fact there.
So it kind of depends, because like, my circumstances happened with my roommates. So like,
I actually
Like-
don't.
You might need to specify, just because we went from waking up to a butt cheek rape to your roommates, and it won't transition well unless you specify
oh
something.
yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
I should
okay.
explain myself.
Like you
Okay,
know what
yeah,
happens.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
so
for your own
basically, like,
well-being.
So basically,
Speaking
like
of butt
I
rape.
had these two friends from college where they were relatively okay people, kind of trailer trash, but not really trailer trash. Like they had good, like not good households, but they had an income in their household, right? And
Okay.
I moved in with them in like April of this year for a year-long lease, which I ended early because fuck them. But what do you call it? It was an okay relationship. They were pretty dirty a lot, so I had a lot of complaints, and I was very confrontational with them about their faults, and they didn't like that as being like Floridian people that have no sense of
Hygiene?
confrontation.
Oh,
No, they don't like confrontation. They're very passive aggressive people, which comes
Okay.
to my further point. So eventually got to the point where basically there was this one night where me and one of my roommates got pretty like not like drunk, but like a little tipsy, and so we like cuddled, right? This is a female, obviously, not a dude.
I was about to.
I was gonna say, it's like, you better specify, my friend.
Yeah, it's a female, not a dude. And so
Okay.
after that incident, I told the dude right away. I was like, hey, because it was his girlfriend. So I was like,
Oh.
hey, just want to let you know, cuddled. There was no like meaning, like deep meaning behind it. Just a little tipsy. Got a little over friendly. That's just what I want you to know. Fast forward to 1 month later of them being super dirty and like me just getting super annoyed all the time to the point where I was like, hey, I'm planning on moving out. Like, unless you guys can clean up your shit more. And they're like, oh, please move out. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll move out. It's like, yeah, you were, or it's like, I was saying like, yeah, my only complaint is that you guys are like super dirty as roommates. That's why I want to move out. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's good. Cause we would have, had to file a restraining order against you. And I was like, what? Huh? The fuck? And apparently the girlfriend was claiming that I touched her inappropriately.
Ooh.
What?
Yes. So that was a fun
Gee.
conundrum.
That's
So
that
then
sucks.
once they said that, I was like, oh shit, I'm moving out right away. Let's sign this
Yeah.
shit like tomorrow
I'm
morning.
gone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I left like that next day. I got all my shit. Like my dad came by with the van and we just grabbed all of it and fucking shoved it into our garage. And
Dude, good call.
Did you talk
Yeah.
to your parents about this?
oh yeah, I've talked to my parents about that. Hell yeah.
It's like,
How
that's
do they
so
feel about it?
Scummy of them, bro.
Well, obviously they trust me.
Well, I know, but like, I guess in this situation, it's like it's kind of hard to like to logically process that. I mean, if I brought that up to my parents, they wouldn't know what the fuck. Like, they would be scared, like worried for me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, be on my side for it all, but
Right.
that.
Well, I told him like honest like shit. Then there's no way she has any proof that I touched her inappropriately at all. So there's no way she can press charges.
Well,
So like
here's the key: don't run for president, and it will never be brought up again. Boom. Basically, right?
I'll just never make money and become popular. I'll just make money in silence.
Exactly.
There is a lot of wisdom to maintaining a low profile.
Yes, and I remain maintaining a low profile for as long as possible.
Tricked you, dude. That's
This guy
that's how
hurt.
you admit you have a small wee wee.
Mm.
That's what I meant by low profile, and you fell into my trap.
And now I have a small penis. What a nightmare.
Listen, fellas, it's never about the size. Just remember that.
How you use it. That's right.
I was
Did
gonna,
your mom tell you that?
I was gonna go for
small,
girth.
small gang unite.
I was gonna go for it's all about the girth, but if you guys want to go your route, that's fine.
Oh, we got a fucking chode over here.
Hell yeah, it's in the name. Cholo, chode. It's kind of there.
All right, so Fuzzy, given the context of your roommate situation where you were on the receiving end of a false accusation, how do you tie that into our conversation about like pursuing justice and all that kind of stuff?
Because it becomes difficult without evidence, is what I was trying to point out. It's like without any sort of circumstance that you can prove, how do you serve justice?
So do you believe that justice inherently must be proven by an outside figure beyond yourself?
No. But I believe there must be some physical evidence to support that claim. Like, I don't need someone to validate it. I just need proof that it happened.
So like if you saw the guy do it with your own eyes, but nobody else saw, and you couldn't like physically prove it otherwise.
That's considered evidence at that point. It's because now you have an eyewitness.
For you, but in court it probably wouldn't hold up, right? Because you'd be like this.
Well,
you'd be the
if I
accuser.
wasn't the subject of it, if
Uh-huh.
I wasn't the subject or the recipient of this like thing, then it counts as an eyewitness. If I was affiliated with that scenario, then that would no longer be considered. It would be considered substantial at best.
So if you were the recipient or the victim, I should say, if you were the victim and you were the only witness, and you knew that you could not get justice through the legal justice system, would you pursue justice an alternative way?
Tricky.
It's a deep question, right? Because it calls into question like your moral sort of guidelines for this kind of stuff.
I would definitely. I don't know, because what I did was I just kind of left and like left that friend group and didn't want to engage them because they're kind of trashy anyway. So I was like, I don't care enough about this group to do anything.
Sure,
about
you
it.
can.
If I really
you can
cared
escape.
about this friend group, I probably would have trash talked her real bad,
Mm-hmm.
like hella bad. I probably could have too, and actually gotten her like super fucked up. But the thing was that
Sure.
she was basically already a psychopath. So
Yeah, she probably.
she had all
has
these
other-
mental problems anyways. Like he literally tried to commit suicide at some point. And it was,
And
yeah.
that's who you chose to cuddle with.
Hey man.
Doesn't take a lot to make you happy, huh? You know, I'd sooner cuddle one of my boys than a strange girl. Legit, than a strange girl. Now, cuddling doesn't have to be sexual, obviously.
It wasn't sexual at all.
Exactly. So it's like, I'd sooner cuddle with my boys than some random chick.
Yeah, but the other guy smelled.
What?
But the guy smelled. That's the problem. Their hygiene
Oh,
is fucking
oh, they
awful.
smelled. Okay, gotcha, yeah.
Yo,
So
I can't
experientially-
deal with smelly people. I can't.
Yeah, me neither.
I had a neighbor where I was okay with, but I one time went to their house. I couldn't. I had to walk out.
Ooh. They weren't Hispanic, right?
No, they were black.
Yeah. You'd be walking into a Hispanic house, you're going to be smelling bleach.
Oh yeah,
Lysol.
that or some real good
Lysol.
smelling food.
Or, yeah, Latin food.
Dude.
Like I was gagging.
Being up,
That
up
sucks
close
that
to
what
somebody
they did,
smells
man.
is not good. Yeah, Fuzzy, you got out of there at the right time. That's the right thing to do. Steer clear of those.
Yeah. Well, Alan knows all
Sure.
about it because he was at work with me when they were accusing me of this. Like,
Oh,
'cause I was,
really?
we were texting. Yeah, I was like telling him, I was messaging. He's like, yeah, I plan on moving out soon.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then that's when they started accusing me of all this stuff, and I was like, why are they accusing me now?
Yeah. Sketchy, huh?
Why not because like the cuddling scenario happened way before I was planning on moving out. And like I thought it was just like we were cool and done with it. Like nothing was like okay, whatever. It was a stupid mistake and
Yeah.
it'll never happen again type thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're planning on accusing you. It's like it's been 2 months.
Wait, I see, now I got to ask you something there. You said it was a stupid mistake and it'll never happen again, right?
Yeah.
How would a scenario like that happen again?
If she came on to me.
But she never did. You guys were both drunk, right?
We weren't drunk, we were
Dish-
tipsy. But she was the one that kind of initiated the cuddling and I was like, whatever, I'll do it.
Okay. And so,
I think she's trying to play the innocent party.
yeah, like the old,
She's probably the most guilty.
you know the story of Joseph, right? The parable in the Bible? Or the... However you
No,
want
but I'm assuming it's basically very close to the boy who cried wolf type thing.
No. In this case, Joseph had a very loyal aspect, a quality of him, and his heart was up to God, and he'll do everything he can to follow his word and the guidance that's written before men. And he was also a hell of a worker. He was so good at his job, and all he did was climb higher ranked, and some people get really jealous of him, but also some people really adore him. And we're talking about women of all people who have husbands that can't compare to Joseph. And one day he was placed in a position of serving a pharaoh, and his wife came on to Joseph, and he denied it because he was loyal to the master he was serving, and it obviously wasn't going to happen for him, and he rejected her. She felt so ashamed by it that she reported it to her master, and guess what? The master listened to his wife and threw Joseph into the dungeon. So in this exact case, what you're saying is it's kind of what's happening. You rejected, like I'm assuming you rejected any further
Oh yeah.
inclinations,
I'm the
right?
one that stopped the cuddling in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is like comfortable, but like I don't feel right about it.
Yeah, and but like that's my next thing. So you said it will never happen again. Why will it never happen again?
Because I felt uncomfortable about it, and I would never do that same thing again.
What about it was uncomfortable?
What do you mean?
You said, I mean, you said you felt uncomfortable about it, and I'm asking, what about that was uncomfortable to you?
Because I was cuddling with someone's girlfriend.
Okay, so this is a post-process analysis. Why did it initiate to begin with? If
Because we
you
were tipsy.
But that isn't a justification for the process of it, because you're always going to be tipsy again someday, right?
Yeah, but like I don't know, like I'm pretty well in control. I'm just more like open to things. So like if someone wants something, I'll be like, yeah, sure.
So your inhibitions
But,
are
like-
lowered, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Do you have an interest in this girl already?
No.
Like a mild?
No. She's no.
Sexually?
She's psychopath. No.
Physically. That's what I meant, not
No.
sexually. Physically. Okay.
No, she's
So
she was what? She had like anorexia, but she was fat, which was weird.
so then
Like,
yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. You don't have to describe it too much.
and she looks like a fucking hamster.
Oh.
It took you to be tipsy to even cuddle with her, not even drunk. That's interesting. But with that being said, though, she already belonged to someone.
I would comfort my friends, and I thought that's what I was doing. I was comforting a friend. But
Okay. So behind the whole process was to comfort her.
Yeah.
Was she struggling with something beforehand, or was the comfort more for like the intimacy, the lack of intimacy she was receiving?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Then how are you justifying comfort then? Because you're saying you were comforting her as a
It seemed
justification
like she was
for
upset
the
about
action.
something, but I just didn't ask.
Okay, so you
not-
went on with nonverbal cues to go ahead and,
Yeah, it's like it's not my girlfriend. I'm not gonna try to fix it.
but yet you felt like it was your job to comfort her.
Well, she looked like no. She came to me for comfort, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, whatever, sure, I'll hold you for a little bit.
But she wasn't your girlfriend. Like, why would you think about that being a good idea to start? But then again,
I
you're
don't
gonna say
know.
you're tipsy, right?
Talking about
Yeah, you're gonna say you're tipsy. Like my point is, and I'm not trying to like be like a
No, I get
detective
what
or
you're saying.
anything,
Yeah.
but it's like getting to that point in a scenario and saying that it won't happen again. Basically, everything you've answered to me thus far tells me that it can and it will happen again, because nothing's changed. And if another scenario presented itself, and if that scenario fit the same combination, you're doing it out of comfort. That would-
You see, I'm dumb and naive, so I didn't realize that anyone could accuse me of such a thing from just cuddling and trying to comfort someone.
But no. It doesn't even have to
Well,
go
that's
as
a
far.
yeah.
Yeah, it
'Cause
doesn't
that's
even.
a response to the danger that
Exactly.
that person produced. But we're talking before the danger, if there is no danger that is produced.
Yeah,
The
before then,
question of-
I was like, whatever, I'll help comfort them. But now it's like, no, I have
So,
to be super
did
careful.
she make a verbal request to you for comfort or a
No, she just
physical
kind of like
request?
hugged me and yeah, physical request. Yeah,
Mhm. Okay,
kind
So
of
was
hugged
it-
me, wouldn't let go, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit down.
a nonverbal cue, and you know her well enough to be okay with that, or was it the tipsy again that was allowing you to think it was chill?
It was probably the tipsy. But
Okay.
I hate blaming at things on alcohol because then it seems like I'll do it again. But like,
Well, that's the thing. Like it's coming out that way pretty well, and it's not your
Yeah.
fault, but at
Well,
the
like-
same time, it starts being your fault the second you take your first sip.
yes,
You know?
it is my fault, kind of.
There is no kind of it. It's your fault, right? The whole
Yeah,
thing
it's my
it's
fault.
on you.
Like that situation, yes, 100%. Two parties agreed to cuddle each other. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
saying what's not my fault is the accusation.
Of course, yes. The accusation that followed after. Because even, let's say, because to be honest, the way you're describing it to me, even if you rejected her comfort, she'd probably make an accusation, right?
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because you're telling me her psychotic behavior. So she would, even
Yeah,
if
you're
you
probably right.
rejected full on the comfort, she would have made the accusation anyways. Um,
Huh.
What with that being said, going forward though, is like how do you? And this is interesting, and I might get deep. I might do a hard read on you, right? This is coming from all my poker skills you've ever seen me play came from my ability to do hard reads. And Brian's seen me play poker live before. He knows I'm a decent player. And so this is what I'm gonna project. Sometimes you feel the need to comfort the loved ones around you, but the degree of comfort varies depending on your interests within the individual. So, for instance, if it's Alan requesting comfort, your interest with Alan would go as far as something you would consider like brotherly bonding, right? If anything, that's the most. But when it comes to an interest with a woman, you would go as far as being physical with the woman. And
I'd be physical with a brother.
well, okay, well then that's fine. It's totally fine. But we're emphasizing the fact that you would also be physical with a woman, and in this case, it would provide comfort to her. Does that mean you're more likely to fall for people that are close to you? And or are you the type of person to manage the line of being friends with someone? I don't know if that makes any sense.
That makes sense.
It does? Okay. So like are you the type of person to properly manage the line of friendship with someone? And obviously I'm going to be speaking about a woman because in this case I know you're a straight male, so I don't have to tamper the lines of other males. So being a woman, I don't know how many women friends you have or not, but could you honestly justify and say right now you're capable of keeping a straight line of friendship with a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're able to express that degree of comfort with another woman without catching any sort of feelings?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well that's interesting to me because like it makes sense to be that close to someone, but what strikes me as odd is that you felt uncomfortable when this someone belonged to someone else, and that's inconsistent. So
Well, so like that's when that's so like cuddling is like it was okay until it got to like a certain point where it was like a little too intimate for me. You know what I mean?
Was
wasn't
she
like-
starting to get
wasn't-
risky, or
I mean, it was definitely her hands were in places where that was like slightly like, okay, this isn't as friendly, or this is a little overly friendly than I would like it to be.
I've actually been in this predicament.
Well-
Not what you're specifically, but
in terms of
Yes,
the
I
cuddling
get it.
aspect,
Yeah, like hands on the back, fine, but like when they start to like go other places, it gets a little like, okay,
Like,
this
hand on
isn't
thigh.
what I
Well,
originally
that's-
thought.
let's
that's
back up
okay,
even
but
further
it's starting
though.
to get a bit riskier.
It's still the act of cuddling in general, and you don't see that as even a line. You don't see that as a line itself. You see
It
it.
depends on like the cuddling, like there's
No,
like
but
different levels
still-
of cuddling.
Okay, but it's still the act of getting intimate with someone, right?
Right.
So
Sure.
that's my point. And if you're comfortable with getting intimate with someone, and you can maintain the line of friendship, why did you feel uncomfortable doing it with this person? I feel like that's revealing a certain oxymoronic ideology to the concept
no.
of being.
So like I like maintaining that line of friendship, right? That's what made me uncomfortable is because this went past the line of friendship, so then I stopped it.
Okay, so it only got bad when it went past.
Yeah. That's when it felt uncomfortable. It's like, okay, this is too much.
Okay, but so then wouldn't the word itself when you cuddle, isn't that already something like that's where I'm having trouble. Maybe Brian, you can help me out understand this because I'm not getting it. To me, when you're cuddling, you're performing an act of intimacy, but from the get-go, if you're doing it with a woman, you're doing it because you express interest in the woman. And to me, I wouldn't be able to do that with someone else's woman at the get-go. I could only do it with a single woman that I know
Let's
expresses
get this right. What do
interest.
you define as cuddling in your terms?
Intimacy. I literally just define it like multiple times.
Physical intimacy, like
Physical
touching each other,
intimacy.
holding.
Exactly.
Like, because there's different degrees of cuddling. Like, you can
And
describe
there's
a hug
there's
as a
different
cuddle.
cultures as well. Like I know in Hispanic cultures, it's very like if you're touching a woman, it obviously shows like a level of romantic interest.
Well,
Right.
let's
Well-
keep it confined to what your context was and what you experienced. You know, because you talk about when you determined that it became cuddling. You know, the moment that you
More
identified
than
it.
cuddling. I mean, it's kind of how I'm cuddling is fine, but more than like
Well-
it was like in
Okay, so when it became more than a platonic cuddle.
yeah, more than thank you, platonic. When it became more than a platonic cuddling,
I can't.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
so
when it.
and I think this is where I have my trouble right there. I don't understand that. And that's being a Hispanic male. I can tell you right now that when I cuddle with a woman, I'm looking for intimacy to the start. And to me, to hear the act of cuddling, it usually means you're expressing intimacy. And if I to hear someone cuddled with my girl, or if my girl cuddled with the man, she's sharing that act of intimacy with someone else, and I'd feel hurt by it, right? That to me is what cuddling is on the surface. And I think the definition I'm providing, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. It's a fine line. There is a fine, because what you're saying is there's a very degrees of cuddling, where mine is
Yes.
is cuddling or not cuddling, right? It's like there's a
So
various
then that
degree
becomes,
of a
like,
lie.
different personal output, like different personal like looks on cuddling.
Precisely, but then why play the line then? Why not just play it safe and lock it in? Why play with that line to begin with?
I didn't play with that line.
I
I stopped it when it passed
wait,
that line.
You still are you're still in the form of cuddling. So you began the intimacy, and here's the thing, it gets subjective after that. So for you, what you felt like was past platonic may have not been for her, right? And vice versa, right? So at that point, one of the parties needs to define where the line is. But to me, the line's crossed the second you cuddle with the partner.
To
and-
me, it's not really like because I've cuddled with like lots of people, boys and girls. Like it was something that we just did as young kids, and it's something natural for like close friends.
But you're an adult now, right? Or you're past 18.
Right.
You know better.
Yeah,
you
but
know
it's still
what
kind of
it
like-
is.
It doesn't mean anything unless you make it mean something.
Okay, but it still. I guess I'm not trying to even convince you or change your point. I'm just trying to really understand it for myself, right? So I can understand it better.
Like I'm trying to best define it the way I'm gonna sound like a broken record again, where it's like,
it's past.
cuddling is just like holding each other and trying to comfort each other, right? And then it passes a certain point where they're trying to do more than comfort. They're trying to, feel arousal or something like that, or like trying to touch you in certain areas that could procure like certain feelings. That's more than cuddling. That's like when someone touches you, like the way that they were trying to connect with you, and the way that she was trying to connect was not in a way that I was comfortable with.
Okay, I see it now. I see it a lot better now. That does make sense. It's definitely something I think we both share different perspectives on. Because I think cuddling is a line of intimacy, and once you get to that line, you're gonna be varying your output with that. And to being real with you, I don't think I could cuddle with a single girl and not have the craving for intimacy to be with her. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be sexual.
Well, you've never seen this girl.
You never. Okay. Oh, well, you were tipsy again, so that's a various degree. But I think right there, if you let's say going forward, if you had opportunities to cuddle with a woman, and this woman
I would definitely not be if they were in a, like
relationships to
I've learned
start
my
with,
lesson.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
boom, right there. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. If you acknowledge whether or not that's a good idea to go forward for yourself, because whether you're being
I would
tipsy
never
or
do
not,
it again because I don't want to ever be in a similar situation. Because
exactly, and and I think that itself, it's a key tool to giving like a healthier relationship in life for you going forward. Because I'm also assuming you wouldn't want you learn your lesson, right, going forward. But let's say you got into a relationship and your girlfriend did that with someone else. I'm assuming you would want her to also follow the same pathing as you did, right? Or no?
that's a rough question.
Really?
It's like I don't. Yeah, well, like I don't want to be a huge like dick to like her and like hate on her friends and be like, you shouldn't, hug your friends or
Homie, I'm gonna stop you right
when they're
there.
upset.
This is the one time in your life where you're allowed to be greedy. Because this is your partner, a potential someone, right? It's not someone you're trying to fuck around. Unless that's the case, then yeah. But if this is someone you're taking seriously, this is the one place in your life you're allowed to be very greedy at. I mean, like, in terms of having her meet your needs and comfort, and you vice versa do the same for her, right? It's not just one way. It's the same thing both ways. And I think your idea right there is saying that, oh, I don't want to be a dick. You need to dump that out right now. Because when you meet the woman of your life or a woman that you want to take a serious interest, you need to get all this shit out the way first couple months. And it's the best that you do it then before you get too deep into the relationship, because the last thing you want to do is have these petty arguments about whether she should or she shouldn't do it with someone on a level because you don't do it yourself, right? You want her to be on the same page with you, and you're allowed to have it. It's literally up to you. You're allowed to have these things, and I think it's fair that you get reminded. And I think you already know that, right? Obviously, but
Like, there's a certain level of, like, it depends on the friend, because, like, you can tell by the way certain guys act around certain girls, like, whether or not they're interested.
Well, you told me before, and this is more personal. You told me before you don't have a lot of friends, right? And the friends that you do have are people you're very close to. And I'm guessing of all people you don't mind cuddling with your girl, you probably wouldn't mind her cuddling with your close friends, right? Maybe. I don't know if you do or not. But that's as far as I would see you being okay with the thought. But even then, I don't know if you would.
So
right?
I have a question for you then. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So let's say that you're with a girl, or like you have a girl, right?
Mhm.
And she cuddles her other girlfriend that happens to be bi. Would you be comfortable with that, even though that your lady's straight?
Again, it goes back to cuddling. It's the act of intimacy. See, right there, I already know the line. She cuddled. The second she cuddled with someone, she performed an act of intimacy with another person, and that right there is my line. You don't do that. If you're in a relationship with me,
She cuddled with a dog.
Oh, hi.
Their
oh,
puppy.
Oh,
you see,
yeah,
I
yeah.
said
What if you cuddle
person
with-
specifically. I didn't say animals were excluded. So that you see, it's a perfect statement.
You gonna
Because
kick the
there's
dog,
no
bro?
real flaw. No, I don't have a problem with the animal. I just said a person. I said it from the beginning. I didn't say an entity, right? I won't have a problem if she cuddles. She wants to cuddle her broomstick while she cleans my room. I'm kidding. Well, I'm totally kidding. But like,
Whoa.
if she
Whoa,
wants
while
to,
she cleans her room, that's some misogynistic stuff right there.
that was the joke, right? But like I said, I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
My point is, if it's with another
You guys want-
person, the line of intimacy gets crossed if she starts to do it with someone else, and that's it, right there, cut and dry.
What if she was a little drunk and she wouldn't have done it if she was sober?
Then she should have known not to get drunk and put herself in that situation. It's still her fault. It doesn't justify it. Just like how Fuzzy said it earlier, he was tipsy when he made the mistake. It still doesn't justify the action.
It still doesn't
Talking
justify
about
it,
that
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, if she puts herself in that situation, she takes full responsibility and takes full consequences. Just like if you got a little tipsy and accidentally hit a kid driving, you're taking full responsibility of the action you did.
And now that's become, a topic of reconciliation rather than of like
Uh-huh.
preemptive relational agreements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy you guys have evolved from talking about cum, honestly.
We dried out the topic.
I think we got to this topic.
Yeah, like it all kind of, it's like a slippery slope. Like we're gonna keep drying out topics
Oh,
until.
slippery.
You guys ready for Room World?
I'll play remote.
What are your thoughts about cuddling, Alan?
Like, I think that cuddling is very healthy.
About-
and people need
but
human
your-
touch.
Your partner cuddling with someone else.
It depends contextually.
A person. Another
What if
person that's not you.
What if she's sharing the same blanket with her brother while they're all watching a movie?
And she starts
Or
to
what if-
share.
Depends. Is it Alabama?
Yeah, I was gonna do
True.
some passive remarks there.
So that it becomes contextual.
True. Right, like I said, it's all contextual at the end of the day.
But that doesn't answer the
But,
the question on your actions to it.
am I okay with her cuddling with other people? Yes.
That's
I'm
not
okay
you.
with her cuddling with other people. It depends on the person and the context.
Yes,
But
that's.
am
I
I
agree with that.
am I inherently repulsed by her Well, and it depends on what you mean by cuddling. If she's cuddling with other people the way she cuddles with me, I would have an issue with it.
Exactly.
If
Wait,
she's
wait, wait, wait.
sharing
Wait,
if she's sharing a blanket with someone, or she's like leaning up against her best
wait.
girlfriend.
Okay, wait. You said shared a blanket. That's a defined. That's a cuddling thing. You could share a blanket and you're cuddling with someone. How does that make any sense? Do you cuddle
Well,
often at all?
You just be like physically touching them in the blanket, but like not like wrapped around them. You know what I mean?
That depends on what
No.
you define as cuddling.
It by the contextual textbook of cuddling is and as me and Fuzzy have already agreed to, it's the act of wrapping your arms and getting intimate with the person.
I would
Let's
have
say it's like
I would
Oh,
have
go
an issue if Kylie got intimate with someone else in any form. But that's also emotional intimacy in terms of romantic. But I would hope that she's intimate with her friendships. Like, I hope that she's able to open up intimately with Brian when they hang out and talk.
But-
So it depends on what you mean by intimacy. I would want Brian to feel like he could be intimate with Kylie, where
But-
he could
but
share things
you're-
and feel safe.
You're kind of following up the argument because I didn't make intimacy a standalone action. I made intimacy as part of the act of cuddling. So therefore, for it to even connect, cuddling would need to be the central theme of it. So if they're
So-
cuddling and that's where the act of intimacy gets shared, and that's where the line gets drawn for you. Is that what you're kind of saying? If they're cuddling and the act of intimacy becomes evident, then that's the problem. But if they're cuddling and there's no act of intimacy, you're cool with it.
Intimacy crosses to the line of romantic intimacy. That's where I have a problem with it.
And that's something you would define as romantic. So in this case, let's go ahead and use what we've been using, cuddling as in wrapping in each other's arm and comforting each other, right? That's what we've been using
Lying
from the
down.
get-go. Lying down, yes.
We need to expand upon our like understanding of both cuddling and intimacy. We need to expand our definitions here because even let's say physical contact, when you talk about like intimacy or something, or comforting, let's say the implications of the word comforting, people have different needs, right? Like a human being might have the need to feel sheltered, the need to feel loved and heard or something, right? And the need to feel company. Some people need to feel like physical company around them. And then you have like romantic needs. So comfort really is loosely applied to all of those things. So if you were to just say comforting, you could comfort somebody who's romantically in need, or who is just like shelterly in need. You know what I mean? So when Alan's talking about the difference between romantic and what we were saying earlier, a platonic comforting would be probably the difference between meeting somebody's romantic need versus their need for physical shelter or companionship.
So the definition of intimacy is close familiarity or friendship and closeness. So intimacy is closeness is really, really like just a really close attachment or togetherness with something. And so
But,
it doesn't
yeah.
necessarily have to be romantic.
Right.
You
So
could have an
let's
intimate
separate
relationship with your pet in terms of like it's just you guys are really close and intimate with each other, but it's not weird or sexual, you know.
Yeah, like people
Yeah.
will kiss their fucking dogs. It's weird, but
I will put my arm around my brother intimately. You know what I mean? Like if we're hanging out or we're walking somewhere, I could slap him on the back or whatever and give him a bear hug, and that's intimate for me if it's if I care about this dude. And I could probably do the same thing with like a female friend. But I wouldn't do it romantically with a guy. So in Fuzzy's case, the
Open, by
question
the way,
is-
guys. If you guys want to join,
Alan
Rimworld,
wants to get right into playing, huh?
No, this is a talk we can have while we play
comes in.
Rimworld.
Comes in the middle of our philosophical talking. I can't even say it. and then
Disrupts everything.
gets right into wanting the game.
Come in while you're with your shenanigans, Angel, while you're trying to
To-
troll these poor
to-
guys.
To be fair, I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling them. I'm actually genuinely interested in it, and I really want to talk
Just
more
kidding,
about
dude.
it. But okay, this
I'm
channel,
totally joking.
this
I don't
channel,
mind you talking about this.
this channel is called Chilling, so I'm guessing we're all looking to chill, so it's fine.
I'm not upset at you're talking about this, dude, at all. I'm
Mm.
just super chill. I was just trying to get the guys into this so that we can talk while
I like
we
keep it
get
moving.
set up. I wasn't trying to cut you guys off. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Can I offer witnessing Angel your entire conversation with Fuzzy? I think I can kind of see the general overview of what's happening here.
Mhm.
And so Fuzzy, Angel's coming at this from a perspective of more experience and intentional effort towards a relationship. So he's at the point. What's that?
Sorry, Jose was talking to me. No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, okay.
I have Japanese cheesecake in the fridge. Thank you.
So
Sorry,
Angel-
continue, Brian.
Angel's at the point where he's been able to think and refine and hone what he would be comfortable with from his partner in order to achieve jointly the best relationship, right? So when you're trying to think what am I okay with in a relationship, the whole point of that is so that when you can build that relationship, that it serves you the best and it serves the relationship the best. And it kind of sounds like, Fuzzy, that you're at a point where, and this is if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to cast judgment on you or anything, but it kind of sounds like you're at the point where you're still figuring out where you want your relational constraints to be, and you're developing the skill of identifying that in other people as well. And so this girl who came to you, you weren't able to immediately identify if she wanted what kind of comfort she needed. And then she gave you signals, not necessarily immediately, but after a short while she gave you signals that it could be more than platonic, and that's when you became uncomfortable.
Yes.
I think you got it, bro.
You hit the nail on the hammer.
Mhm.
I
don't think that's how that
$50,
works.
dude.
Damn it!
You can
You have
my
Venmo?
PayPal is
Brian, I think that was a very astute and thoughtful
Thank you.
summary of how we presented our points. You did a great job at dialoguing that. So
It was just, you know what? I was all warmed up from those conversations that we had about
the
consuming our
poop.
own
Yep.
semen.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, when I got home, I asked my little brother. He would totally do it.
He's like, I'm in, man. $1,000. Easy.
You go, hey, would you eat your semen if yeah, I'll do it. Fuck. Yeah, I'll
Wait,
just do
I haven't said
it. oh,
Oh no,
okay.
it took
I
him
was- I was
no time to
really-
respond.
I was really confused by that talk because Angel, you did that for free when you visited me in Nashville.
I only did it as a service exchange, okay? I didn't
Exchange of goods, but it's $1,000 for your own semen. Hold on.
I didn't have the money to pay for the services you did to me, so I felt like the only best thing I could do is to exchange that service and leave it as said.
Oh my word.
But you know what? That's not never talking about that again. So
Are you still
sorry,
streaming?
bro.
yeah. But again,
Oh,
it's like
oh shoot, you're streaming?
probably the most person
Um,
who's gonna see it is probably Coop.
Fuzzy, Crispy, you guys, sorry, not Fuzzy, sorry, Brian and Crispy, you guys join in?
I
I
think-
can join, but I'll have to be kind of passive tonight, if that's okay.
That's okay.
I think Crispy is getting himself pumpkin pie.
Oh, he is bailing on this conversation.
No, he has wireless headsets, so he's listening.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, Crispy. You didn't hear that. Okay, hey, so where's Koopa?
He said he'd be
Sounds
back on,
weird.
and he has to be up all night tonight to balance his work schedule. Apparently.
Well, I'll hop on in a minute. I'm gonna go warm up some food real quick, and I don't have to cook it this time, so it'll just be a minute.
I'm gonna hit play.
Cool.
We have a new villager. His name is Beaupert.
Hey, Beaupert Saggins.
You can't carry the same persona from Divinity to this. you need a like the Psycho Girl
Sorry.
was such a fresh change.
Hi, I'm Beaupert Saggins. I'm
There
from
it
the
is.
country down south.
There we go.
There we go. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Came here
that's
because my county was too liberal. I came here to be free.
If Beaupert was in a
Brought my
parallel
gun.
universe, that this would be it right here. These are the many versions of Beaupert we see.
Maybe I should. No, it's no longer Beaupert.
Oh, so you changed the name. Okay, good. Variety is always
Sounds
good.
like a lefter.
Beaupert Sagan will do it because Beaupert Sagan is a multi-dimensional being.
Really?
So you know.
You didn't
Beaupert
know
Sagan
this?
Hold the game that you were saying.
He's like Spider-Man.
Oh
He's
wow,
got multiple.
that's cool. I really didn't
Well, that
put
would
too much
explain why
thought.
there's so many Beauperts.
Oh
He's
wow.
everywhere.
I was gonna like bring up the Rick and Morty theme.
But no, I go by Ropert. Like Robert, but the B's upside down.
I don't know if I can do Roper.
Ropert? You don't like Ropert?
I don't know if I can do it.
All right. How about Kelp?
He's Purdy.
How about Kelp? I'll go by Kelp.
I don't know. Kelp? The
Kelp.
voice you're presenting is like masculine. I want like fucking
This
masculine.
ain't masculine. The fuck you talking about, son?
Yeah, it's deep and it's rusty. You know, that's a masculine voice.
I'm not feeling.
No, this
oh,
is my masculine voice.
Kelp.
we talking about here? We're talking about masculinity. I am your man.
I'm Kelp now. I'm going by
Oh.
Kelp.
Mm.
They're all
Kelp?
southern.
You need a M in there with how you're pronouncing it.
Kelp? Oh. I have just put Kelp. Kelp. I need to put an M. Kelp. Kelp.
Okay.
Kelp.
I'm so
We're
like
gonna
right.
be doing RimWorld. I'm gonna move everyone.
I'm so okay.
I'm sorry. No, Greek's gonna be all by himself. Oh no, he's still here.
I feel violated.
I
I don't,
I'm so like stimulated right now. I could ready to sleep and snuggle up to the headset.
you're stimulated.
Like relaxed, I guess. So I don't think stimulation is the right word.
From all the talks you guys had.
Yeah. I tired myself out now. We talked so much. These are the nice kinds of like if I could fall asleep like this every night, it'd be great.
And it's only 10:40. This will be definitely before your bedtime.
Which is good.
It is good. You know what? I actually might make myself breakfast tomorrow morning.
No,
Alan,
Bastion.
accept
Seems
me.
we like talking about bow ties. I like those
Accept
cowboy
my
ones.
invitation, sir. I need to be accepted within the world.
You boys
Yeah,
don't
dude.
understand. Don't understand the power of the gun.
None giveth, and the gun take it away. You're gonna give me all the bitches, but it's gonna take away every single male around me in the next 30 feet.
We need another airlock for the. I'll just make it.
Alan, you ever play this like dangerous game with bubble tea? Bubble tea? Where when the bubble gets stuck in the straw, you think, should I suck or should I blow?
Always
Oh, no,
suck.
Blow is the pussy move, right? Blowing is the pussy move. You have to like
I
test the
never even
limits
have
of your-
considered. I've never even considered blowing. I only suck. And then, and if I'm lucky, it shoots so quickly into the back of my throat I choke. And I like that. And then I chuckle while I'm driving. It's choking. I don't know. It's just something. There's just something to it.
The
Because it
only
also
thing I can
tastes
take away
good.
from that is surprise deep throat. Is you like it?
It's not
That's
at
a
all
combination.
what
No, no, no.
I was going
That's a
with,
combination
but
of things like that right there. He likes to. He gets stimulated when his life is at the line. That's what it seems like. Whether or not it kills him while he's driving and sucking up a fucking boba tea. Oh man.
man.
Okay, that was just the water.
So, are you gonna join us in this fascinating world?
Mm-mm. I might call it early tonight.
All right.
Sorry, I'm still getting better from my cough, and I'm actually feeling tired from all this, so this helps.
We're
Man,
missing Koopa.
I missed most of the conversation. I'm sad.
Where's Koopa?
I don't know.
I need my big bearded guy. Oh, holy cow! Did I just romance Borba? Oh, but Borba turned me down. Okay.
Borba ain't got shit. Borba's a crazy asshole.
I'm just happy that you're feeling better. My job is done. I'm the doctor, chef, psychiatric person.
You should look at some of my stats and see what I'm good at.
If Koopa's not online, is his character in the world?
Yeah.
So that means he could still like die if you guys aren't managing his character carefully.
Yep.
See that? I don't like.
Bro, that 35 on high on Yayo. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Wait, who the heck is Kelp?
that's me. I'm Kelp.
Oh god, what are you doing? Holy moly, look at that shooting!
Yeah, boy. Check out my traits.
Bro, your shooting's already almost gone. It's almost at It's almost at 19.
Maybe we went a little too ham on his shooting.
Nah, this is fine. I have 99% accuracy.
Hold up. Incapable of carrying, artistic, and clean. Wow. When we need a cleaner, we don't have a cleaner.
Make Borba clean.
Careful shooter, trigger happy, quick sleeper, kind, and a masochist. Bro.
Step
But
on
it's-
me.
Oh god. What is this?
Make. Oh, wait. Wait, no, that's Kelp. Borba. What is Borba's? Borba should clean as a priority.
I put it as a
Oh, you already
priority.
changed your okay.
Changed her prior to cleaning as one.
Yeah, the woman should clean. Wait, why is Kelp sleeping outside?
Because it doesn't have a bed.
Oh, it's so nice out here. I could sleep outside for days.
Oh.
Oh my god.
The smell of nature.
Wukong just gave birth to another monkey.
Alright. We gotta find a way to stop the monkeys from reproducing.
Wait, what's wrong with it?
I don't know, man. Like, they're getting out of hand, I think.
Think? Maybe you're right. Borba should be sleeping right now, but because she's so high off of her drugs, she's just working through the night.
Yeah, it's so nice.
How did
Still in
she
pain.
How did she consume the drugs? Did you have to craft the cycloid leaves into something?
Yeah, you see the Yayo right here, where my mouse is at?
Oh yeah, right there. Okay.
Yeah. Which is crack.
It's
She
crack.
sniffed
That's
crack.
why she's working so hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
she sniffed crack.